Good morning, afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentle people, and welcome to the first round of Valorant Oceanic Tour 2022. We are, in fact, in the first open qualifiers, and actually, this year, the only open qualifiers. So, tonight we do have High Esports. They will be taking on Kingsmen V. But before we get into our teams, let's have a little discussion about how our tournament works this year. Last year, you might remember we had multiple open qualifiers, and they were all best of ones. That's right, we had an open qualifier 1, open qualifier 2, you qualified for the closed qualifiers, and then you got into the finals where you'd play off for your Valorant points and your prize pool to hopefully secure your spot into the final part of the tournament. However, this year, just a little bit different. Instead of best of ones, we are now best of threes. Instead of a few weekends or a few nights and then split across about a month and a half, we've condensed it all down into less than a month. That is 3 weekends if you can make your way all the way to the top. And that starts off here with our open qualifiers. So with our open qualifiers, you do have best of threes to make your way all the way up to the top. Get yourselves into the top 8 and you will make yourself into the group stage. From there, you'll play off against each other to make your way through into the regionals, and then we'll work on that when we come to it. But for the main point is you want to reach top 8 here in the open qualifiers, because that will then allow you to get closer to that prize pool and start securing yourself some points. Because what you want to do is grab as many points as you can over our 3 stages, and then, you know what? You'll make your way in for a chance at making it to international stage. I want to thank you all for tuning on in. I see many new chatters coming in. Thank you all for the new followers, and I hope you enjoy our match here tonight. The good news is our players are starting to jump into the game, so let's have a little bit of a chat about our teams. Oh, lobby, they're getting close. So let's have a little bit of a chat about our teams. What do we know about them? High Esports, they're coming close to a year of being formed within the LPL league. They have made their way through multiple brackets, made their way all the way up, and are currently residing in our Evolution series. That's right, they play in the second highest tier that we have here in the LBL season, and they did average on that tournament. Unfortunately for them, they came 6th in their group brackets. They were unable to make it to the final playoffs to start trying to work for that prize pool, but they are against some of the best in the Oceanic scene. So they're a strong contender to make their way up into the top 8 here tonight. Their opponents, Kingsmen V. Well, they are fairly new on the scene. They're a little bit more newer than what their opponents are, about 6 to 8 months in the scene, not so much as their opponents who got about 4 more months working together, and they are currently working their way up the rungs themselves. They'd completed the open ladders, finished quite high, and that made themselves up into the amateur league, and they came 12th last season. They got close to breaking that top 8. They were 1 game off to making that top 8. That's how close our amateurs were last year. If you tuned in here on this channel, you know how much I love our amateur leagues. I really enjoy how a lot of the strong players and strong teams come up through there, and we actually saw that with High Esports mid last year. So with that out of the way, we're going to be looking into a very strong lineup. I hope you all enjoy it. We do have both teams. They're ready. They're prepared. Our first map is going to be Ascent. Unfortunately, I do not have statistics. Usually I trove through all their LPL matches pages, try and get as much information as I can per season. Unfortunately, I don't have any of that here for you tonight, so I can't remember how well both these teams kind of play Ascent. And what I'm slightly reading from, let's have a look. I'm just reading their chat at the moment because I'm getting some idea of what we're actually playing tonight. So let's have a look. Second map is Split. So we've got Ascent, Split, Icebox has been banned, Fracture's been banned, and our final map is Haven. Awesome. So Ascent, Split, Haven is our matches tonight. Will I remember it? Probably not. I'll probably have to rely on you guys there in chat to make sure that I am not going to forget it. I'm a goldfish. I forget things as soon as they come into my brain. So that's why I'm a play-by-play caster, because I get it out before it even comes to my head. So that makes things quite well. But yes, there's plenty of action going across all the channels. You'll find a lot of the casters for the LPL. Us community casters will be taking the reins of our open qualifiers. And as it gets into the closed and the regional qualifiers, that will be taken by the big boys of the scene. As you know, it's Komodo, 2Tap Tony. We go a few more names. I'm eluded right now. and that's Crash OBS, even though he usually streams it all, but you know, gonna be a good week. So for the matches that we played, we got we got 2 best of 3s tonight. So our first one starts basically when I finish talking because I've stopped padding. Our next one will start 2 hours later. So it's 8:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, 7:30 for any of you in Queensland like myself, and over in New Zealand you can do the conversions yourself. I've got that on stream. So that'll be our second best of 3. Depending on what happens, we might follow High Esports or Kingsmen V through to the next match and cast their games along because it'll be a little bit easier trying to find those teams, or we might go search for another team if anyone does request it, depending on how we go. So that's the matches for tonight. Tomorrow night we've got even more matches coming on up. The matches for tomorrow will be your round of 16 and your round of 32, starting at the same time. And again, you'll find these matches across all these channels. Tonight, I believe there's myself, Digital Casts, there is Charisma, and also Scuba Steve. So that's 4 community casters will be bringing you action tonight. Make sure to say hi to all of them, because what we're about here in the Oceanic region is supporting everyone, because that's what we want to do. We want to foster the scene and hopefully this year actually get our teams over to the Masters tournament or the last chance qualifiers. It was a little bit unfortunate what happened last year, and our teams are ready. I'm ready. Let's get into it. So our first map will be Ascent. I hope you're all going to enjoy it. I forgot to change my scenes before I had a drink of water. That is my bad. Let's get that one across. Now, one thing I didn't check to see if my overlays were up to date. It was before I started talking, then I lost track of time. It happens to me, like I said, I'm a goldfish, so I might have to update my overlays once we do jump into Ascent. But obviously, we're going to be missing out on some of the maps I would like to cast, which is your more chaotic maps, because we are playing Ascent, Split, and Haven. These are very well situated for coordinated attacks and executions, so those that do have the practice will be able to perform substantially better than those, let's say, if we're playing Fracture or Breeze, which really do enjoy the kind of chaotic offerings and the wide spaces that those maps do foster in the scene. And oh, it's taking a little bit longer. While we also loading in, I think most of you may have seen that there was a Valorant patch today. So there are some big changes. Oh, not big changes. There's some big changes coming on in. We might see that here tonight. We might not. And, well, we missed the picking phase straight into the match. Awesome. So, that's going to be useful for us. The teams, let's have a look at compositions. We do have Kingsmen on the defense, which is great for my overlays. With Higher Esports, we'll be picking up the offense. Looking at the team compositions, we do have, looks to be a relatively mirror matchup, except on one side we do have the KO being picked up by Hunter for Higher Esports, while over on Kingsman, they will be running the KO. So really the only difference is there's going to be a more controllable flash coming out from that beautiful blinding light, or guiding light, my apologies. Whereas you might be seeing a little bit more CSGO coming out from that KO, as now Certinax is going to have to put up a few players down here by himself. Not going to be the case. He will be making his way back towards mid, which has been given up a little bit of control, as they were suspecting there would be some push coming through Garage. Beautiful dart will find multiple, with Nekuro is going to be taking the reins to stop them making it onto the A site here, as his rest of his team comes on in. And now the fight is starting to happen. Going to be looking at Sui, it's going to be moving on up, not going to be able to find anyone yet, and the site has been free to take. Suya actually does get aggressive. He's got the help. He does find one, but the spike is going to go down. So it's now on Kingsmen Valorant to try, or Kingsmen V, to try and turn this one back around and try and make their way onto point here. You're going to be seeing that there's no lurkers coming up from behind, so this should give them an anticipation that the rest of the players are all coming from the front. The alarm bot even goes on down, sorry, the turret, to make sure that anyone does come from behind. They're going to be able to deal with that with Wads. He's going to be seeing the one jumps onto his head, and they dunk him. They give him a good old Mario boop, and he crumbles like a Goomba, leaving it just up to Kyun to have to deal with 2. He gets 1. The defuse is coming on out, and Suya, he's going to dodge that dart. He pushes the corner, and he gets the shot with 4 hit points remaining. And that, my friends, is how you want to start the round. Start the tournament is coming off with the win. Round 2 suddenly approached us here as AGM or the Kingsmen have just fallen down by 1. Oh, sorry, going up by 1. I saw a little chat and I kind of got distracted. And we're going to be seeing that A-res. And this is one of the changes that I was alluding to a little bit earlier. There's been huge buffing of a lot of weapons and kind of a little bit of nerfs to some other weapons. The Spectre, for example, has been huge. Oh, not hugely, but most of the players, once they see a nerf, they won't touch it for like 6 months. So I'd like to call that a huge nerf. Has been changed, and that's a lot due to the movement inaccuracy penalties, and also the long range capability of killing from the Spectre is a little bit decreased in terms of the accuracy, because it was killing at ranges you never really suspected it to kill. And it had high close combat lethal ability, which they nerfed a little bit. The A-res, as you can start seeing firing off right now, has had a little bit of a change where there is no little wind up to the A-res anymore, so it fires off instantly, and you can hear that at the moment as all around the A-res is just burning through players, burning through the walls. Nakura gets a second one, he's getting help from everywhere, and then just the rain of bullets helps Kingsmen secure that site. So, with the A-res, like I said, they removed the spin up, and also that firing rate got faster. It just makes it such a strong weapon. The other big change was the Guardian and Bulldog. The Bulldog got increased a little bit, increasing its capability and its speed. While also the Guardian, you no longer have such a huge firing penalty when aiming down sights. They removed that, so you got a bit more accuracy. We Call of Duty now. And also, yeah, that's pretty much your main changes. There are some places where the sights have been changed. There was one on Breeze. I can't remember with a couple others off the top of my head. Little flash, they do see one, but they don't intend to pressure it. Woods here is going to be keeping up the rest of the team as Regen tries to find the shot, but a beautiful dog is able to keep him locked down, barkless, as they swing on in, and Sonda gets that kill. Sonda, ooh, takes a bit of damage, but the spray is there. Ray Z is not going to be able to pick that one up, so there's 2 men down already for Kingsman, and this is looking well. Oh, someone just mentioned it is a little loud, and there's some background noise. That's a bit interesting. Let me see if I can fix that one up for you. Let me... I'm just going to turn this one down a little bit. Sorry about this. I've not changed anything over the holidays, I promise. Let me know if that sounds a little bit softer. Let me know if my voice is going to be an issue. I will adjust that one as well. Anyway, as we now return back to the action, Hunter's going to be holding a very aggressive angle here. He's going to be prepared to swing on anyone that decides to say hello. They're preparing the lockdown too, which is a little bit... They're going to commit the lockdown 2 versus 2, but there's enough room over here in the back of sight for them to still hold on. Kyun swings, he finds the kill, leaving it all up to Nakura to have to find 2 more, but it's not going to be the case as Kyun picks up another to add to his tally. Yeah, with round 4, we have a Hunter's Fury prepared from Kyun. So really fast Nakura. You can see that on the score, but you can understand why they had such a fast ultimate for that lockdown. 7 kills. That is unbelievable. Coming into the 3rd round, he picked up a couple more, and that lockdown was able to help them cause a little bit of panic in their opponents and find that kill. Actually, almost find the kill to secure the round. Now with that one down, we're looking at Hunter's Fury and what High Esports can do to capitalize on their little bit of a gain. And it's going to start off Kyun. He's going to almost get that kill as Sue goes up into the skies to avoid taking out there. So he lives to have another dogfight. As Regen now takes control of middle, he's going to be up against... Who was he up against? Sonda. But Sonda's going to be making the way down to the side where Azzy's going to be trying to stop the momentum here. Doing a little bit of peeks. Can they find him? He's got to be careful though, because this could get a nice little 1-tap if they're not careful. As he's going to get rid of the drone, they don't know he's quite hit behind the site. He's going to throw out his black hole, but he still gets the kill. Even though his utility was out, he's trying to hold on to sight. As now Hunter tries to take the fight. He can't get it. As he gets 2, he's still hunting for more. Can he find it? He doesn't need to. He's got allies. He loses that one. But now Woods is left all alone, and he goes on down with Kingsman taking a 3-1 lead. They've started off strong. They even got the operator on board, and that's going to strike some fear into High Esports. So there is a 3-minute delay once again, so if with the changes I did make, if they weren't good enough, please let me know, and we will get that one fixed up. Welcome all once again, thank you all for tuning on in. I even see Koopa's got me on the TV. Ooh, a little bit of pressure there.
Stay safe.
We gotta love a little bit of pressure. That's what we're here for in Valorant. That's what these teams are here for, to try and make their way through the Valorant Oceanic Tour 2022. We see High Esports going to be prepared to take the aggression here. The A-Res, again, just breaking through the wall, trying to break it down. Not going to be the case, but he does some serious damage to his opponents. As now the shock dart comes on out, it's going to be avoiding a little bit longer. As now Sonda comes on into sight, he's making a little bit of room, trying to open it up for his team. They don't quite know whether Nikuro went. Took a little while. Sonda could even feel it took a while, but he's been able to recover a weapon. And he's going to switch out to the A-Res. He's going to start spraying. He's going to have to hope that he gets some support from his ally, because they don't have a bomb. But Wads, he can't do too much right now. He's got himself a Sheriff. This looks like it will be a match that will kind of go down as another loss for High Esports. They did do a bit of damage to Nikuro. It kind of feels nice when you take out the top killer on your opponent's team. However, the economy not really dented, and I don't feel like Kingsmen are phased.
I should play some Astral Stars in this reality.
So now we got plenty of ultimates about to be used here in this next match. The Jets are prepared, and we're going to be seeing that from Sonda. So Sonda might be a key player to keep our eyes on throughout this this round. And we got the lockdown if they do decide to use it. It'd be a little bit strange because they are under firepower, but it could be used to kind of deal with their opponents a little bit as Nikuro comes on in. Will Sonda try and go for the blind fire? He does not. He doesn't want to waste beautiful daggers on some dust. Go into a little bit of a lax at the moment. You can see Hunter, Kyun. They're prepared. They've got Wads also setting up those black holes. Will we see that's be initiated upon, or as he kind of disrupted all with a black hole, and there's some smoke cover to stop the push coming on in. Sonda, hoping someone comes out and peeks him. It's not going to be the case. He takes a little bit of damage. He might switch it over to Oceanic so he can find the turret. And then we have a little bit of a turret v turret. Who will win? Will actually be High Esports turret. Now the Astral Divide's going to come on out. They're trying to draw in the attention of Kingsmen over to the B side, and it's working. You can see Ray-Z is going to be swinging it around, but they've quickly decided, wait a second, Flash comes out on Azzy. Azzy calls it. He's like, guys, I need support. I need some help. Bring it on over here. And Azzy, he doesn't find the one. And now
left.
the site is open. Plan's going to go on down. Ray-Z and Yakura have to wait for the rest of the team to rotate on in with the spike now free. So he's going to be trying to take the challenge here through tree. The door's going to be locked down. It's going to be like, Yakura, burst this one open, my friend. I'm not too sure why the operator shot was used there, but it does use. The wall goes on down, and now we're still waiting. Gonna be seeing the flash. As soon as the flash comes on out, they start pushing onto the side. You can see them, they're all coming on in. Yakura's trying to find where that dagger did hit. Razy does pick up one, but leaving Hunter, it's all down low. He picks up one in the back. Can he get the second one? He does! And then with the help coming out through the gates, they manage to shut the door on their opponent's face. Sounds like your background noises in the middle of the night with crickets. Interesting. Might just adjust my mic volume down a little bit. That might help with avoiding the birds outside the window. There's unfortunately not too much I can do with that. I don't have aircon in this room, so I need to at least keep the window open a little bit. I do have a fan on. So, round 7. He's keeping an eye, and he does find it. Kyun doesn't know what hit him. Oh, so he gets a second. Oh my god. The man wasn't going to pass up the opportunity, and he relocates. Suddenly, High Esports, they're down multiple. Sonda does pick up one, and that's what you want to be able to find to do. Regen's going to get the tag. Can Sonda get away with his life? He does. Regen, surprisingly, not trying to break down that wall and get a few hits of damage. But you did find yourself that kill. Turn voice up it or use noise suppression. I do have a noise gate online. I do have a condenser as well. Sonder, oh, he looks for the shot and gets it. He's found himself 2 for this round as well. So he's equalized his opponent. And now he switches over to the Vandal, getting prepared for the next one as the Trailblazers coming out. Ro128 sees him here. He's trying to stop him. He destroys both the Trailblazers. He swings on out with a beautiful flash, gets it, and makes a run. He comes back for more and he gets it. Ro128 working wonders for for Kingsmen, destroying High Esports hopes at the moment, but Sonder, he's picked himself up a third. He's not quite sure where the second one is. That dash luckily catches him in the point, but unable to get any further. So High Esports, they're finding a little bit hard to get any momentum in this game at the moment. Hoping that they can get a foothold soon because their economy is struggling. They're losing rounds after round. They grab one here, but by that time, Kingsmen have already picked themselves up a couple.
I'm going above.
We do have 3 ultimates prepared from Kingsmen at the moment. You have the Astral Defied lockdown. Yakura is actually getting very aggressive with this dagger coming out. They swing around the corner. They're trying to find multiple, but they get none. Shock Dart's also going to avoid there. Sonder pushes around, gets a beautiful shot to the head, leaving it up to Yakura to find the return frag. And he is on the retreat with the help of Ro128 protecting his rear. So that flank stays beautiful, tasty and raw. It's not going to be cooked by High Esports yet as they're going to look for a come around corner. And Oceanic gets a beautiful shot. Only needs one to find the head, picks up the kill, and now they're going to be trying to push even more. This has been a good round so far from High Esports. They need to find more though because they did buy up. They don't have the economy to lose this one. And Sue, he says, hey, you want to try and fight this? Bring it. I've got the operator. Good little nano swarm though, does a bit of damage and pushes him off the angle. But he's going to keep holding, he's going to keep swinging, and he will find kills. But he doesn't! Hunter actually gets him with the Marshall. He says, screw your operator. I can do this with the Marshall. I can do this all day. As now Nikura is going to have to push off the angle. He's going to swing around and Wads is there. He's going to swing out for more and he does get it. That is the round High Esports needed, and actually, they didn't invest as much as I thought they did into the round. They did pay a little bit for a few items, but they picked up the rest, and they come out on top. That is the round they much desired and much needed, because that allowed them to a little bit of a buffer if they do end up losing this round, or if they lose a few members trying to take the win.
Thank you.
We still see the Astral Divide, the Lockdown, and the Null for the KO. Not actually used at all. Still held onto it, so that's going to be a few ultimate points that were wasted. Hunter still feels he can take these challenges. This time it's going to be Sue with the revolver pushing on out, prepared with Ro128. They do have a flash, they do want to keep pushing it, but they're going to blind peek this. They did have regen in that middle, keeping a little bit of an eye and giving them some vision. There was that capability of coming around, and so next is going to be up against Sui. If anyone decides to swing this way, he hears all the sound. He knows that they're swinging over to the A side, and that rotation coming on in. You can see how far the Kingsmen have rotated over to the eastern side of this map. They're prepared for this A side take as the black hole is locking them in place. The Trailblazer doesn't see anything. It might have caught that corner. I think Sondra's going to use that information, and he does. A little bit unfortunate there. They didn't try and sneak away with that. Again, we're seeing a lot of these ultimates not being used this round. It's going to be saved again to try and secure the next map. Next round, apologies. Nice little flash, and he's going to try and push it. Hunter's still looking. He's going to clean it up. Hunter is starting to become a star performer in these last few rounds. And Sonder as well, keeping on top of the scoreboards. So with that, Kingsmen are going to add regen now into their ultimate lineup. It was so very, very close on board with that one as well. I'm not sure if we will be seeing full utility loadouts. It looks like we might be seeing a little bit of a lack there coming from regen, as he is lacking the funds. Our KO does have everything, so I'm just making sure that we do see all the utility prepared for their side. The Astra does have those stars down, so nothing lacking there. So it's only a little bit of utility they're lacking, otherwise they're completely ready to take the fight to their opponents. And as I say that, they've already lost one. Oceanic has already taken down one towards mid. Gonna be up to Nyakuro to secure the B side all alone. The turret gives him a little bit of knowledge as now the Astral Divide comes on up. The Hunter's Fury's coming on. It does tag one, but he's not going to be able to find Sonder anymore. He goes for the blind fire, does not hit. Luckily, just narrowly avoiding his teammate as well as Nyakuro is spraying with that A-res. He can't see it all, and Sonder will take advantage of that one. And once that Astral Divide drops, you might see him start pushing Zoe, trying to catch someone out. He goes up high, and Sonder knocks him back down and adds 6 feet even more to that. And that's where he'll be resting in his grave tonight. Bud's going to be looking to try and find it. Oh, he sees one just sitting in the corner. Sonder comes on in to help one out. Sonder cannot give up multiple kills. He'll find one, he'll find multiple. He'll take it off you every single time. Probably would have been nice to go over to Wads. Wads would have liked that extra ultimate point, but they come away with lots of funds, and instead of the A-res we've been seeing, Kyun says this is how we do it in my part of the neighborhood. He's got himself an Odin. And again, still plenty of ultimates online for Valorant. This is, I think, round 3 in a row that they lost, that Nyakuro, Sui, and also Azzy had ultimate. That is 3 ultimate points potentially, not regarding even just the kills. The flash keeps Sui alive a little bit longer for Ray-Z to kind of keep him up. Ray-Z does go down. Hunter X can find him multiple kills, and Kyun says, "Say hello to my little Odin." As now it's all up to Nyakuro. He does find a beautiful shot through the wall. Gonna try and recover that weapon. Will they try and stop him? No, it doesn't look like they're trying to hold on to the point. They're trying to get in position. A little bit of aggressive position. So if Hunter X could take the fight, but now they know the location of Nyakuro. Black Hole's not gonna be able to pull him at the moment. Kyun is prepared. The wall is gonna go down, but what can Nyakuro do here? He's up against 3. It's gonna be very difficult for him. Probably won't expect a round win here. The odds are not in his favor, and unfortunately he didn't swing far enough to check that corner. He suspected it to be free, and he will go down.
Last round in the half.
And suddenly High Esports, after having a relatively average start to the half, have picked up momentum to grab 4 rounds in a row. Not 2 like their opponents, not 3 like a normal team, but 4 to secure a fairly large advantage. Kingsmen, though, they have got enough weaponry and firepower to again bring the fight towards High Esports. And how will they do it? Will they get aggressive and bring it onto their opponent's ground? Or will they sit back at base and let them come onto site and take it on neutral ground? And Sonder, he's ready for this. Oh, the smoke goes straight on down. Is anyone keep an eye on this? Zoe is going to start spanning on through, but the Trailblazer comes on down and Sonder gets 1. He's looking for more. The Trailblazer goes underneath. He knows someone else under here. Beautiful shot to the head. He goes for the 3rd. Unfortunately, the dog is not going to be able to land. He's going to switch out to the operator, and we know he can land these shots, but can he get the flick, or will his opponent come up through? He gets 1, but he can't get the 2nd one. Good dual peek there, but I think Sonder has done enough for the rest of his team to be able to hold on to sites. As now the Astral Divide comes on out, Azzy and Ray-Z are hoping to get back on here. Hunter holding a very tight angle here. He goes on down, living up to Ray-Z to find two more on site, and then 1 more sitting at the back. Throw out the dagger. He doesn't find anyone. He swings. He gets 1. He almost gets the 2nd, and we see High Esports making their way into the second half with a little bit of a lead.
Switching sides.
All of a sudden, High Esports started to grab some momentum and brought this half and this match back into their favor. So for those of you tuning on in, this is the Valorant Oceanic Tour 2022. This is our first series, which is the round of 128. That's right, there's a lot of teams that have joined our tournament, and we have plenty of Valorant action. This is a best of 3, and if you don't know our teams of Kingsmen, Valorant or Kingsmen V, and High Esports sit in the LPL, a part of the Evolution bracket, which is our 2nd highest tier of leagues that you can get in the LPL, while Kingsmen Valorant sit down on our amateur league. Both teams were relatively formed midway through last year, and both teams are looking to make a statement here tonight, as OCE brings Kingsmen Valorant a little bit closer to coming back on parity with their opponents, but he gets caught out on a beautiful little grenade on the ground, locking them in place as the swarm is starting to come on in for High Esports. They're trying to get back onto the site, and they're going to be swarming from the heavens. So will the ants be able to fall down onto their prey and start eating the carcass that they hope to make? Unfortunately, there the shock dart not going exactly where he was hoping. Unless he was preparing for a swing coming out. Nakura gets one, Regen gets the other, leaving it all up to Hunter X, and he cannot do it. So much low health, so much heavily damaged players, but High Esports can't get away with it, and they lose their second pistol round of the match. So, if this is anything to follow from the first half, we will be seeing High Esports probably lose the second half. This is a bonus round, I think, on Ascent in the Oceanic region. It is a 92% win rate for whoever does take the pistols, so it's very unlikely that we should see Kingsmen lose this round, but anything is possible. And the A-Res is coming out. Hunter swung with the flash there, but unable to find the kills. Kyun hoping that the Frenzy can find him the advantage, but it's not going to be. As Sodanax gets one, but he's all trapped. He's alone, and he will fall to his grave. Sui will clean up the rest of High Esports. So as suspected, unfortunately for High Esports, they only managed to find one kill, and that was on Regen. Not as good as they were hoping. Now High Esports, they're going to be picking up some of their firepower. They need to try and win this, but they're up against the A-Res. And again, if you aren't sure, there was a patch today. The A-Res got buffed. There's no more wind up or charge up to your A-Res. It just starts firing instantly, and it's also got a little bit of a fasting fire rate. So it's starting to become some people's favorite little eco gun. And we've seen a lot of it so far here in this match, so expect more of it as they are now starting to make their way up onto point. The Spectre did get nerfed, and the Frenzy actually got buffed a little because they want to try and bring the Frenzy in line as a viable weapon choice. So now they're going to be following it in through tree. They're following in that drone. Can they get any further? Sonda is going to be holding up high. And the rest of High Esports is starting to push on through. They've taken a few casualties, and they're going to take some more. So, Kingsmen are still... Oh my god, I just realized something. Sorry, I'll get back to that. Regen and Sui are going to be the last ones alive. They're going to be trying to search for Hunter. The Hunter try and get this kill. He needs to find two. They swing, and he gets the kill, or at least the death.
Right here.
So I just want to apologize in advance. I just realized that the spectator hotkeys change in the round half. So this was a bug that was present in the first 6 months of Valorant, where during the round half change, the hotkeys would also change. Back then, it was randomly assigned to different people, so you could press anything and it won't follow the actual person. Here, it's kind of changed. So if you can actually see at the scoreboard, I'm also on the map, you see 8, 9, and 0, and they are up here at the, down the bottom left, but they're also on the top left in different locations. So my hotkeys have changed, so I do apologize if we do not catch the action. And speaking of action, oh my god, can I find it? Sonda manages to find two with the Marshal, and he gets on out to safety. That is a huge pick. He's going to be looking for more. Sonda has been the star of the match so far. He's on top of the leaderboards, and he's finding kills when he shouldn't be. He's going to be trying to come around this corner. They try to double peek him, he misses the shot, and they're still going to try and force this engagement. Nakuro is going to be holding mid on that lurk. Is he going to swing up to try and help this out? He's going to go deep, and they might wait for Nakuro to find the spot to be able to take championship. For the round, at least. He wants the gold. Honda decides he's not going to peek any further with no armor left to his name. Feels it's unwise as Azzy and Regen. They're still waiting. They're waiting for Nakura to give that signal. Waiting for that clear. As Kyun's standing in a little bit of an off angle here. A bit strange. Not something you generally check.
30 seconds
But
left.
Nakura is coming on through. So he's going to have to make sure that both these sight lines are clear. As he extends around the corner. He does see the head of one. And it gives away his position. The rest of the allies are going to start coming on site. Hunter with the shorty. He hears the sound cue. And he comes around. Finds the kill. Picks up a weapon. Gets the kill as well.
Spike down A.
And that's the way Hunter X does it. Leaving
10
Nakura
seconds
all
left.
alone with the Phantom. He's probably going to look at saving this one so we can bring a little bit of firepower into the next round. Gotta be careful here because they might come hunting. Kyun knows he was here in the middle. He's making a little noise. And then Nakura actually finds that kill. Ooh. Estonax doesn't fight. He actually goes down as well. Hi, Esports, which started off as a really great round, started to lose some members at the end there where they could have had some firepower and brought them along with them. Not going to be the case here, but they will still have enough economy to buy up into this round. And the other economy we're thinking of is the ultimate economies. So Sui and Regen are now prepared for this round. We might not see Sui use it though. He might save it because if they do lose this round, they will have to purchase the next. So it will be a good way for him to save up for his operator in the following round. That is assuming they do lose here. And then Wods for High Esports does have that astral pride if things get a little bit too hairy. Oh, am I producing Ares wrong? It's Ares, or is it Ares? Yeah, Ares. I'm probably calling Ares, aren't I? I apologize, team. What's going to be trying to challenge this with the Vandal? Sonda on the opposite end of the map is going to be able to find himself a kill. Now Wods. Hoping someone comes into his sightline as the reposition from Kyun and Sonda. Sonda's now going to be taking it over. He lets his teammate know they swung into position that doesn't need to challenge us anymore. You can see that Wods has decided to rotate out into a new location. Spike is coming up mid here, so Razy's going to be very careful because if he loses it here, it's going to be difficult for Kingsmen to come recover the Spike. And he decides it's not going to be the case, not going to be the play for his team. He's going to rotate up to the A site where Esports have slowly started to rotate and split back up across the rest of the map as he able to find one as he now comes up and close, leaving up to Wods to try and keep an eye on tree. He hears one dash. The black hole's not going to be able to do anything there. He's trying to recover all his stars. He's ready for the push. He gets the double.
Spike down.
And that's the spike down. That makes it a lot harder for these two players. They're going to be looking for kills. They got 14 seconds. Then they've just decided to give it on up. They're going to try and come around the corner, find 3 kills, and they're not going to get it. This round is as good as done unless they find 3 quick kills. Not going to be the case. That is done. A little bit of an anticlimactic round there. But that's what happens. So he gets another kill. Kills out Wods. They're giving away free economy at the moment, which they probably shouldn't be doing. Wods does have the funds though, but unfortunately we can't say the same about Hunter X.
Here.
Placing sentry.
Beautiful double coming in from Wods here.
Eyes up.
Pulls the black hill, recovers all his stars, and this is what helps secure that round.
Get out of my way.
Hunter's gonna be trying to hold off from Sui here. Sui's got the daggers out. The Astral Divide's coming up. They're pushing in very hard and fast, changing the momentum of this game. And they've easily secured the site at the moment. Sui was hoping someone would come challenge him in that smoke. Wasn't the case. He's gonna get prepared to go up high. Don't think the daggers here is usually where you want to go. You usually want someone else to be able to try and secure you that damage potential through the ground. Or through the ceiling, my apologies. And Sonda's hoping. Oh, nice little recon dart there from the drone. And they will find that kill. They're now going to come on under. So he still says, come challenge me, my friends. Nice little flash. He's going to get hit by Wods. And Wods shuts that completely down. It's over. They're on the site. It's going to be up to Regen to find one. He does. And then Necro gets the second one and followed up shortly after. He's coming from the side. He does go down. The Hunter's Fury is going to be trying to lock him down as long as possible. As we see Razy going on deep. But the flash keeping a little bit longer. And they're trying hard. They're trying. Regen does get the kill. He's going to swing around the corner. He holds on long enough to find the round win for Kingsmen Valorant. He just gets away from the spike. Kingsmen somehow doing enough there to hold on to the round. But looked to be a disastrous hold with High Esports storming in onto the point, getting 2. Seemed to have been locked down with the smoke at the gateway, great recon dart, and then many kills to follow it. The shock darts, the Hunter's Fury, all keeping that spike securely armed and ready to be detonated. So, beautiful round there. Teams are even. We are still in match number 1, my friends. We have potentially, well, we've got at least one more, but potentially 2 matches more tonight of these 2 teams. Saunders waiting with a shorty. Another shorty action tonight. Will we see 2 out of 2 wins for the shorty, or will this end in tears and disaster? We've got Estonax. He's got to be keeping an eye He's hoping they come around the corner. He gets the one, doesn't quite get the second. He trades it out for his life, but they're able to make sure the knockdown killers on Ro128. That's 2 instantly down from Kingsmen Valorant as Wods comes in with the judge, making sure he does not get back up again. It's now up to Regen. Regen sneaks onto point, finds himself one. They quickly turn around. They didn't suspect him to be there. Can he find more?
I have the spike.
He'll desperately want that final 2 kills to the tally to put their team back ahead. They haven't been ahead for about 5, 6 rounds. The Trailblazers are going to come on out. Regen's going to have to deal with that. He knows that the second's going to be swinging in very shortly. He's not going to see it there, however. He's a little unhappy about that, but very lucky by Wods. Just playing, feeling the ground. They know he has to put the spike down. And they're just playing with him. They're toying with him. They're making sure that he has to do it. Regen's trying to play with the sound cues. They're like, okay, sure, do it. We dare you. As now the spike goes on down. Regen swings around the corner. He doesn't find the kill. He's trying to play around all the cover, but he can't do it. It's too much pressure. And High Esports able to secure this one.
Thrifty.
Unfortunately for Kingsmen, unable to put themselves back ahead, and High Esports just drift on out, putting themselves a little bit of a round at an eco advantage on top of that. You can see that they're all rocking about 5,000 credits at the moment, with some of them starting to buy on up. That should be enough funds for them coming into the next round. If they do end up losing this one, and they've got 3 ultimates on board, they've got a lockdown. Great potential here to either be used aggressively or for a retake scenario.
Let's go.
And unfortunately for Kingsmen, the only thing they're going to be coming online soon is the Hunter's Fury, which we saw work fantastically, but everything else has been used and it will be delayed for at least 2 to 3 more rounds. There's one less thing that High Esports have to worry about, as now Wods swings. He's trying to challenge this with the Phantom. He's not going to be able to... Oh, he actually does do it. And he gets a second one with the final last few bullets. Sonda there to protect him. He swings on deep, trying to avoid the arrow. Not going to be the case. As Sonda goes for more. This is the first. Regen still thinking about challenging this. He's the last one alive. Can he do it though? He takes a few shots. Sonda takes a bit of damage. Sonda still wants to challenge this. You got... Oceanic thinking about coming up from behind. Regen's starting to burn thanks to the Nano Swarm, forcing Regen's hand, and he will die to the pressure of High Esports. High Esports taking themselves a 2-round lead coming into the closing part of this map number 1. Going to be looking at Operator apparently over here on Sonda. This bad boy is going to be rocking this weapon, hoping to find himself multiple kills. And he's going to be looking to take an aggressive angle here down towards the lobby. Will he find that shot? Actually, no, he switched to the Vandal. I'm a little bit surprised. I think he might have backed off there, thinking that they might need to sustain the economy just a little bit longer in case the worst does happen. Regen's going to be looking. He used it to start clearing some of these angles, but unfortunately, that's it. That's done and dusted. Last time we saw Regen use it, he found himself multiple kills and the bomb explosion. That's going to go up top, finds no one's at heaven, so no information has been found either. So unfortunately there for Sova, nothing's going to be paying off there. Sonda swings around the corner, finds himself a Regen and shuts him down. Regen unable to find much there in this round. He goes down on the look through middle and leaving Oceanic have to retreat. The rest of the team's going to be backing up, working together to try and deal with this. Going to be a little bit of noise created by Ro128 over the A side. He has pulled some defenders off. But he hasn't pulled the entire lot. This will allow Ro128 to come up from the lurk, keep a little eye on the rest of the team. As High Esports, they come running on in, working as a pack. Will their pack tactics give them advantage? Or will they just go on down because all the nat ones came up for them? So he's going in deep. They need to push this out, and they're all getting aggressive because the lockdown has been used. Yakura's coming on up. The lurk from Ro128 didn't work. They swing around the corners. They find a couple, but they don't find as much as I think they were hoping to. Leaving it all up to Azzy, and they go down. The Kingsman challenge is just dead in the water. That lockdown forcing them to come out of their comfort zone, and High Esports using all their ultimates there effectively to make sure to wrap up that round. Now, map point here for High Esports, not High Esports. But we do see some, okay. I'm going to work out the name of this weapon. Where are we? Who's got the Ares? It's Ares, isn't it? I've been calling it wrong the entire time. Okay, I'll make sure it's Ares. I know a few of you corrected me in chat. They're like, oh no, Ares? Ares. I don't know. You have confused me. Sonda is going to be looking for, he sees the shoulder and the elbow of Ray Z. He knows someone's now challenging over here. He makes a little bit of noise, jumping on down, trying to relocate, cause a little bit of audible clues to their opponents to be thrown off guard as Hunter towards mid gets the double and almost wrapping up the map with just those 2 kills, because this is going to be next to an impossible task for Kingsmen now. Going to be up against Sonda, and Sonda usually gets at least 1. He always trades for his life.
You are divided.
We wait. The astral divide's now coming on out. It's going to stop Sonda just a little bit longer. They still need to come onto his point of view. He hears some noise, and then Hunter comes through, gets the 4th for the round, and then they're still trying to find the last. They do clean it up. Hunter X securing the last round almost entirely on his own, and that is the first map of the Valorant Oceanic Tour 2022 Open Qualifiers going towards High Esports. Oops, that's not the right hotkey. There we go, get the right one. So, we'll be going to a short break as the teams have a little bit of a breather, have a little bit of drink. Map number 2 will be coming on up, and that will be split, because we did have the bans on all the more chaotic maps. These are execution heavy based maps, which is why you can still see these teams come back, because they know how to rock it. Anyway, we'll be back. 5 minutes. Stay tuned as map number 2 for the Valorant Oceanic Tour 2022 Open Qualifiers. I don't even need to say number 1 anymore because it's the only qualifiers. Open Qualifiers coming up soon. One. The defuse is coming on out, and Suya, he's going to dodge that dart. He pushes the corner, and he gets the shot with 4 hit points remaining. And that, my friends, is how you want to start the round, start the tournament. I do have a fan on. So, round 7. Suya, he's keeping an eye, and he does find it. Kyun doesn't know what hit him. Oh, so he his opponent, and now he switches over to the Vandal, getting prepared for the next one as the Trailblazers coming out. Razy sees him here, he's trying to stop him. He destroys both the Trailblazers. He swings on out with the beautiful flash, gets it, and makes a run through. So he's gonna have to make sure that both these sight lines are clear as he swings around the corner. He does see the head of one, and it gives away his position. The rest of the allies are gonna start coming on site. Hunter with the shorty, he hears the sound cue, and he comes around, finds the kill, picks up a weapon, gets the kill as well. That's the map. As he able to find one as he now comes up and close, leaving up towards to try and keep an eye on tree. He hears one dash. The black hole's not gonna be able to do anything there. He's trying to recover all his stars. He's ready for the push. He gets the double.
Spike down.
And that's the spike down. Welcome back, ladies and gentle people. We have match number 2 coming up for our Valorant Oceanic Tour Open Qualifiers Stage number 1. So, if you are unfamiliar with how the tournament operates, we'll go through a little bit while we're waiting for our team to still come back from their little break. I thought I'd entertain you a bit. So, the way that now the tournament works is, unlike previously in 2021, where we had multiple open qualifiers, they led into closed qualifiers and whatever went on from there, we now have open qualifiers for stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. In these stages you'll go through and try and make the top 8 of this bracket or of the tournament. Once you get into there, based on where you're seated or how you finish will be how you get seated for the next round, which is the group stage. During those group stages you'll play off again, rise into the top to make yourself into the regional playoffs. You'll be trying to score Valorant Oceanic Tour points, and that will accumulate over the 3 stages. The better you do, the more points you get, the better prize pool you also get. And then those at the top with the most points will go against each other to play off for the spot in what previously was the last chance qualifiers, but I believe we now play with the Asia division this year. Don't quote me on that. I need to make sure I check that up to make sure that's true. But we now have a different run into the Masters than what we did last year. And unfortunately, we all know how that ended with 2 of our teams. Anyway, our teams are ready. I'm ready. Let's get into the match. Oh, well, at least I'll tell the players I'm ready to get into the match, and they'll start loading it very shortly. So I hope you're looking forward to match number 2 here in this best of 3 between High Esports and Kingsmen V. My hotkey didn't work. Panic! Ah! Oh no, wrong hotkey! You know what? I've completely botched it. Thank you all for supporting me. I do appreciate you all being here. I appreciate you supporting the Oceanic region and both the teams here tonight. Also, I saw some things going on in chat. Just keep it a little bit friendly, guys. I don't mind a bit of banter. Try to avoid the personal attacks. If I see personal attacks, then I might have to look at bringing you down a notch into the sin bin for a couple of minutes at least. Anyway, now the teams are getting prepared here onto Split. Kingsmen know exactly what they're going to run, and they're going to be running a fairly tried and true formula. What we don't see much these days is ciphers, so I'm a little bit surprised and happy because I am a cipher main myself. Even though a lot of people are like, oh, you should be playing Omen. Well, Omen fell off, so I don't play much of Omen anymore. Oh, I'll play Astra. No, I suck at Astra. I'll stick to my cipher. At least I can do something for the team. Anyway, speaking of which, he does enable you to lock down the sites quite heavily, which on Split really allows kind of your team to coordinate on the rest of the sites and hope that your cipher can really control and keep on top of that site. Where's your opponents? Oh, they're pulling out your Sage. So, we don't see Sage much anymore. Split, and I believe it is... out of the map I'm thinking of. Oh man, the names eluding me. The one with the teleports. Someone please hit me up in chat about this one. But those are the 2 maps you generally only see Sages on these days. You might see it flexed on a bit of Breeze, you might see it flexed on Fracture, but it's kind of fallen off unless you're a Sage main. You don't really kind of work or coordinate with other heroes. So I'm happy to see the Sage come back in because we do see a little bit more defensive play, and we can see some beautiful elevators to get aggressive with their opponents. And now I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Here.
Split, Haven, Breeze, Fracture. Vent. Oh my god. That name. What are you? Okay, I've lost it. It's not coming to me. Bind! Aha, I got it! Bind! Yes! Up yours, Valorant. I got it in the end, so I'm really happy about that. But now, a very fast push coming in from Kingsmen. They're not going to take this one lightly or slow. They've upped the tempo completely since the first map. They can find the kill with the Frenzy, switches over the Ghost, but it's not going to be able to get it this time. As now Woods is going to have to quickly relocate. He's being chased down. They're hunting him. They're trying to find him. He tries to throw out a star. It's not going to be able to case, and they find the kill, but they've dropped the spike in the meanwhile. Over in the background, Hunter's going to be holding on to this. He gets the help with the support in the background of Estonax, and they will find that kill. Whew. That was quick, that was brutal, and it was dirty. Kingsmen coming off worst, however, in that trade. As Ray Z and Regen are now starting to make their way back around the corner. doing the around the world strategy at the moment, but Kyun is already here, full health, a little bit of armor to his name, and he's got himself a ghost as well. He is sitting pretty. He is the king in terms of finances for round number 1 at the moment. And now the flash comes on out, and Regen gets killed. Ray-Z is able to at least take a little bit of cover, but he's got to find 3 here, and the Spectre is not going to be able to deal with that. Esports coming out strong, shutting down the aggression that Kingsmen were trying to bring to their opponent. They were coming at them with David Guetta, and Esports lullabied them to sleep. As the tempo now starts to fall, Kingsmen, what do they wish to do here? They will be rocking the eco, so we do suspect this will be another Esports round, but Esports need to minimize the casualties here, because they want to try and at least go into their bonus round feeling confident with a little bit of weapons, because you can still do damage to your opponent.
Blocking vision.
Woods. Very quick on a rotating. Sunder's going to be able to use that wall to try and get some help. The grenade comes on out. Will be able to do the damage. He's got the judge to back it on up. He pushes them out of the corner, but unable to find the shots. All the damage. Unable to splatter anyone with those shells yet. Yukiro. Trying to hope someone peeks him soon. Sonder. Ooh, he's showing that shoulder. Revealing a little bit of skin to his opponent, but it's not going to be the case. Sonder does get flashed, but Kyun is there to back it up, getting all the kills. Sonder finally gets the judge kill, leaving it all up to Nakura to find multiple, and he won't get it. Sonder and Kyun absolutely hold the ground for Esports there. Now it's all up to Kingsmen to be able to find themselves a round win here. Otherwise, they're going to put themselves behind potentially a 4-0 scoreline.
Here. Going Astro, guys.
Once again, if you are new to the stream and if you are new to these teams in the tournament, Kingsmen and Esports have been around the Oceanic scene for getting close to 12 months now. Esports formed, or at least in the LPL scene, about 4 extra months earlier than Kingsmen, and have since worked their way up the ladders in the LPL series, a little bit higher than their opponents, Kingsmen. So Esports comes in a little bit more favoured just based on their past experience and their current positioning in the LPL scene. As now in 3rd round here, Mikuro going to be looking, going to be the one leading the charge for his team, is going to be on that lurk, and Kyun, oh, did he know that there was anything up there? I can't click him. There we go. Mikuro, oh my god, they've completely switched positions. Yakuru, is he going to turn around and see this at all? Kyun, is he going to give it any kind of chance? I don't think he knows that anyone could have had the opportunity to sneak past him. This could be disastrous for Esports. Kyun, oh my god, he turns around and got straight into the fire on Yakuro. Yakuro's going to see another one. They're going to be completely unsuspecting of that. Even Kyun didn't even give away like the audible that someone was there. He finds one. Can he find another one? Yakuro runs out of bullets. He wasn't paying attention to how much he had left in his clip. They're losing a lot. Ray-Z trying to find multiple, but the judge will shut that down. They come to trial and they get sentenced to death. This has not been the round that Kingsmen needed. It almost started beautifully with that lurk. If that final shot was there to kill off Woods, we could have seen a completely different ball game. But he found 2. You think that would be enough? He walks around the corner straight into 2, keeping an eye. So now, round 4 is set to be another round going against Kingsmen. They're going to be undercredited. They're going to pick up a little bit of firepower to see what they can do. We have seen some damage being dealt from Marshals in map number 1, but Split's a little bit of a different ball game, especially when you're on the offensive side. It's going to be a lot harder to get those peaks around the corner and make sure you're lined up, because there's a lot of verticality. And if you were off just by the sliders with a Marshal, you need those headshots. You're just going to get a chest and they're going to be able to retreat. Ward's going to be throwing out that black hole. He's going to swing around the corner. He doesn't see anyone yet. He's going to start spraying. He does eventually hit the one. He's got the help and crossfire set up from Hunter. Hunter swings around the corner. Unable to get the kill on the dashing Jet. But the rest of the help from Kyun gets the triple. And that's the round that you wanted. You lose nothing as Esports coming with all the credits into the next round. Now Kingsmen, another must-win round. Otherwise, the game's just going to run away from it, and Esports are going to continue charging ahead. And well, what do you know? Ahead. look at these scorelines at the moment. Ro128, Azzy, and Region unable to find their first kills in the match. Sui, a lot different than what he was picking up in the first map, sitting with only 1 kill and 4 deaths. Hi, Esports are firing on all cylinders at the moment as Kingsmen are still chugging along, trying to get that car started. It's spurting, trying to get it into gear. Can they do it? Woods is just going to get a kill on that lurk. Nikura is going to be out for the round. That's the top scoring or top fragger at the moment. Region unable to find the kill. Sonda cleans that one up. Just a little bit too slow on those fingers there. That reaction, Sonda loved that peek. Felt in the force that someone was there. He's trying to create as much chaos down middle, and now the Rolling Thunder is going to come out. It does land on one, but they're not pushing it yet. They're still holding that angle. Oh, sorry, that wasn't the Rolling Thunder. It was the concussion, the fault line. Hunter's going to be throwing out that flash. He's going to swing around the corner, but the smoke is there to hold that off. He's going to be forced off the angle thanks to the paint shells. And Sui's trying to go on deep. Hunter does get one as he retreats down the line. Throws out a little bit of damage. Does he find any? No, the double spray swing coming on through. Finding themselves
30
one,
seconds left.
but there's still 3 to find. They've got the spike, but can they find the point? Going to be up to Oceanic here. It doesn't get it. The Ares is not strong enough in this point. It gets buffed, but it needs to be in the right hands. Kyun swings around the corner. He hears so much noise. He hears the plant. Are they going to check the corner? So he does. He's going to hold on to the plant. He gets the plant at least, but can Azzy find the kill? He cannot. Kyun gets more tallies to his name, puts himself on top of the scoreboard, and Woods looks on in disappointment because he can only pick up 1 in the round as he loses the top place on the scoreboard. Obviously, he's not disappointed. He is very happy about this. Kyun, Woods, and Oceanic, the only 3 players in this game to only take a single death. Oceanic losing it on that last round, but just Estoan? Ah, man. Don't you make me start doubting how to pronounce his name. I'm gonna blame it on him. If you have 2 consonants in your name, you deserve to have your name mispronounced. 2 consonants to start off your name. That's what I'm after. I do apologize for any names I do get wrong. I try my best, but I am terrible at English. Now, round 6. Kingsmen again going to be attempting to make something this round. They've got a little bit of firepower, not too much because they have to save up for that full set coming up shortly. The blinding light comes on out. Guiding light, apologies, not being able to find anyone. Oceanic's going to be moving on forward with Sonda helping up top. Nice Nano Swarm and the swing from the damage. They're all dead. Sui. There's not much you can say about this. He's just gonna fall. He's gonna find 5. It's gonna be difficult. He's got 2 daggers left. Oh, he does get a refresh, so he can still find more. Flash comes on out, but that's gonna stop him. Hunter X on point with that utility, and they swing together as a team. Okay, this is another crucial round from Kingsmen. Again, they keep losing these rounds that they must need. They lost round 3, lost round 4, and then... Sorry, lost round 3, lost round 5. The rounds when they had some full firepower to challenge their opponents. It just doesn't seem like they're getting close anymore. Hi, Esports, they've just taken the game up to another notch. They've shown why they are in the 2nd tier in the Oceanic region. Showcasing their talents here tonight, and they want to showcase what they've learnt and completed. And it's going to fly on in by Sonda. He doesn't get anyone though. He shoots. He does not score. No one can see. Everyone is dazed. Finally, Ro128 does clean that one up. Woods walk down here in the corner. He will fall down as the neural theft comes on out. They understand where their opponent's locations are sitting, and they're going to be able to get prepared for that. Nikura is going to be sitting up here onto ramps. He swings around the corner. He finds the rotation coming from Kyun. They now know where Oceanic is, and well, Oceanic. Well, my friend, it's going to be difficult. They are running up here with the knife, and he's going to be able to get 1. That is actually disastrous for Kingsmen. They can't lose many weapons here. The more they lose, the less of a win they take for this round. So Nax gets the 2nd, switches weapon, but because of that, each player in Kingsmen pulls their weight, finds themselves a kill, and they get that round. But Hi Esports, they got funds for days. They'll be able to buy up multiple rounds I actually don't think they're going to be able to run out of funds before the end of the match. Or at least the end of this half. Ultimates are all in favor. High Esports prepared with a 6-man defense. They do have that resurrection arm. They also got the Ro128. Two very crucial retaking abilities.
Let's see now.
That res allows you to bring someone up from the rest of the map and bring it in to secure that push coming in. Woods throws out the black hole. He's trying to hope that he can deal a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the Hunt Seekers are not going to be able to find too much. They got locked into the black hole. Kyun goes in deep. He finds himself one. The Jet can be clipped. So does Hunter, however, leaving it with an advantage so far for Kingsmen. John's going to be looking at pushing it on site here. Trailblazer comes on out. It does not find the second player, but the lockdowns there does indicate that there's a second player sitting on within screens. The paint shell's going to push Sonda out, and Sonda gets clipped. The rat in the corner got trapped, got killed, tried to escape, and then got detained. As now Woods comes on out, finds himself a kill. Nikura is going to be looking for multiple. No one's checking up here. He can't find the multiple kills, but Ray Z and Azzy do. That could have been huge. That final shot to look up, clean that defender, made sure that Kingsmen did pick up their second round. Ooh, that was close. Absolutely close. Again, we still see the Rolling Thunder and the Resurrection of arrived for High Esports, and this time joins them with the Astral Divide. They've got plenty of utility to make sure their opponents don't secure much. Region's going to be having a little bit of a peek. He does find up one top and may have also found Kyun. And they've decided this is not going to be the case as Nikura now leads the charge down middle. No one is currently watching, but there's so much utility prepared from Sodanax here. Now, will they be able to do anything though? Hunter. Every time Hunter goes for the challenge, he gets a kill and he does it. He will not be prey in these engagements. You come to him, he will trap you and he will finish you off. Kingsman now in a little bit of a disadvantage, and it looks like they want to rotate back over to the B site. A lot of the utility has been used. It's got nothing left but a heal and a resurrection.
Turret out.
Luckily though, Sonda still has plenty and is prepared to support his teammate. Couldn't actually get a little bit of a peek there. We may have missed it. He saw any the opponents? He may have. The paint shells have gone down. They suspected that a push was coming through. The flash has been used. Sonda's going to be prepared for this. He's going to have the help of Kyun. Kyun goes on down. Can Sonda manage to find it? No, he cannot. Leaving it all up to Hunter and also Woods to try and make their way in together. Great push coming in from Kingsman, shutting down what seemed to have been a very solid defense and hold onto the B sites. Everything just worked. The shots just weren't there from High Esports. Oh, this could be disastrous. Oh, luckily for Woods, he comes back into this plane of existence and finds himself a kill. Rolling Thunder's going to come on out. He's going to be looking at pushing in shortly. Woods is going to be the one that leads the charge. Got to be careful. He almost lost his life there, but he won't. He's still at 20 hit points. Great flash. Finds one. Being sprayed from everywhere. They need to try and find... Oh my god. No! Oh no! The disconnect! That is unfortunate. Why is the screen gone all messy? Oh no. Oh. Kingsmen, they were prepared, they held it, they were locked up and ready to go, and then they lost the DC, one of their key players, their highest fragger, loses connection to the server. Oh, that hurts, my friends. That hurts. Oh, Kingsmen are going to be so devastated about that. So, we've come into a little bit of a tech pause while we do wait for OCE to catch back up into the server in such a crucial time. It's a crucial round as well. Thank you all for tuning in, and holy wow, we have 89 of you tuned in to watch some Valorant Oceanic Tour action. Do note, there's a lot of action going on across multiple channels tonight. There's myself, we got Digital Cast, we got Charisma_AU, we got Scuba Steve coming up in about an hour and a half, and there's also Mercury. There is us 4 communicasters bringing you a lot of action. Some of them do have duo casters, but I'm not sure who they are casting with. There's plenty of action across plenty of channels. We are just in a slight tech pause at the moment, waiting for one of our players to return. So welcome. I hope you're enjoying your stay. Hope you're comfortable. I do remember that I know at least one of you is watching on the couch somewhere at home, with hopefully their feet up after a long day of avoiding the plague, of avoiding people that are pain in the rears. Especially if you work retail, worked that scene before. People suck. But I hope you are staying safe and staying healthy out there and enjoying what freedoms we do have. We're not going to get into that discussion. I just hope you're all staying happy and staying safe, because it's very difficult times and very different times. But while we are in the tech pause, if you are just tuning in, I'm going to go over the Valorant Oceanic Tour rule sets and how we go through it, because, well, it is changed this year. So if you're familiar with last year's rules, unfortunately that is no longer going to be the case. It is going to be different. So what we have now is best of 3 open qualifiers. You get knocked out, unfortunately you're going to have to wait to stage 2, my friend, to try and get into the tournament. But if you do make it into the top 8 out of the 128 teams that are registered, I think there's like 100 and something, not 128, but it's the round of 128. With the over 100 teams registered, then you can start making yourself into the group stages. The group stages is where you want to be, because you can start working towards making your way to the Valorant points and get yourself some prize money. And then after the collection of 3 stages, so I believe we have the one in summer, we have one similar to, I think it starts March, June. I'm trying to remember from last year and how it worked. And then the next one started around July, August, with then the last bits of the finals happening later the year. So plenty of Valorant action. Today is not the only day this week we have Valorant Oceanic Tour action. Tonight we have 2 best of 3s, the round of 128 and the round of 64. Tomorrow night is the round of 32. And then the round of 16 on Friday, we have, let me just bring it up because I'm doing this all off by heart. We have the round of 8, and then we got seeding matches. Then Saturday, we have the semi-finals and continuing of the seeding matches. So if you get knocked out of the semi-finals, you still have to seed for those group stages I mentioned before. And then Sunday is the grand finals and the final seeding matches. So that will be your 3rd and 4th place playoff, I believe, there to get seeded in for those group stages. So absolutely ridiculous amount of Valorant content at the start of the year. What more can you ask for? If you're interested in the LPL seasons, I believe the LPL seasons start either late January or early February, I'm not too sure, and that's where you can get yourself a team together. Jump into the opens if you are new and you want to get formed together, maybe search for some players and bring together a pug, pick up group for any of you that aren't old, and then get yourself and try and get some experience underneath your belt. Then you move up into the Amateur League. The Amateur League is actually where you would find Kingsmen V at the moment in the LPL tournament. They are sitting roughly, they finished 12th last season there, so they'll be looking to improve that in the coming season. Then you'll move up into the Evolution League if you do qualify for the relegations. So bottom teams of Evolution, top teams of Amateur play off to get promoted into Evolution. That's where you start playing against start to get to the cream of the crop. And then finally after Evolutions you have your Legends, and the Legends is the top tier in the Oceanic region. There's like maybe 2 teams I believe that are I'd say top 5 in the Oceanic region that don't actually play in that, but they still manage to keep on top of the scene. Anyway, again, if you are just tuning in, we're still unfortunately waiting for a player to return in at the moment. We did have a disconnect during a very crucial time in the match, and we're just waiting for them to come back in. I might run the highlights from the map number 1 while we wait, so enjoy that. I'll be back in about a minute, so hopefully we've got some Valorant action coming up shortly, so stay tuned as the rest of map number 2 coming up shortly. It's 1, the defuse is coming on out, and Suya, he's going to dodge that.